It's showtime. All right, you guys. It looks like we are live. What's up, J Day? Can you hear us? Are we
Hi.
live? I think we are. All right, let me see here. Let me put this here. Where the heck is it? Oh, there it is. I'm like, let me make this full screen and let me turn my phone off. Okay. Oh my goodness. Hi guys. We are live. Wonderful.
Hi.
So,
Hello.
good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to La Niki Oficial. And today is our very first live, I think, for my channel. I don't recall if I had done one before or not, but I want to welcome my two guests here today. I have the lovely Jay and the
Hello,
lovely
hello.
Faye.
Hello.
Well, so if you guys want to give a brief intro, I'll go ahead and start first. Most of you guys know me, Nikki, La Niki Oficial from the Dominican route. Of course, I'm also an author. Okay, trust your dopeness. There it is.
Whoop
Still
whoop.
on Amazon, as well as Confía en lo maravilloso que eres. All right, the Spanish version of the book. All right, so if you guys want to give your introduction, Jay, would you like to go first?
Yes, of course. That caught me off guard. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Hi, I'm Jay. Yeah, let's keep it short and sweet. Hi, I'm Jay.
I
Yeah,
like it. And where do you
Nice to meet
live?
you, Jay.
I live far away, far away in a place in Europe.
Ooh,
Oh,
very
okay.
nice. I love your accent.
What accent?
Mm.
Thank you, darling.
Oh, you're welcome. All right, so Faye, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, hi everyone. My name's Faye. I'm from the UK, and my side job is like I like selling journals just to help people work on their self-esteem and stuff.
Very good. So, here at the end, I would like for you to tell them where they can get your journal as well as, because I think if you can, type it in the chat if you're able to do that.
Yeah.
If not, I will make sure that we let them know where to get your journal.
Well, I've my put my YouTube channel A Focus Living, so you can go on the link there. But it's called a guided journal for focus living.
Very good. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
All right. So, guys, today we wanted to come on here and just talk a little bit about our traveling experiences, dating experience, our journey to self love, self discovery, self value, all of those things. So, the first thing that I wanted to talk about is our traveling experiences. So, you guys know I've only ever been to the Dominican Republic thus far. I have not ventured outside of that much further, but next year I am definitely planning on going to Puerto Rico. I also want to travel to, I was thinking maybe like Jamaica or the Bahamas because
Mm,
y'all
that's
know I
nice.
love the Caribbean.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your traveling experiences. What countries have you been to, and maybe what your favorite one was?
Okay, I can start on this one. So I would say in my high school, primary school area, I've been to Paris, New York, Texas. And then my adulthood, I've been to France, I've been to Dominican Republic, and I've been to Netherlands as well, and Portugal as well.
Wow. Okay, so wait, did you say Texas?
Yeah.
When did you go to Texas?
Oh, this was years ago. I think 2011. Yeah.
Really? So how did it feel to you to hear a Texan's accent?
Yeah, it was like the accent I see on the TV. The only thing I did stereotype was I thought everyone was gonna have horses and stuff, and cowboy boots, and the hats and the beers. I think because of how the media shows it.
I would have been thinking the same thing, and I'm from the U.S., so I've been to Texas once. I think it was like
Yeah,
Dallas for a family reunion, and yeah, it was the same thing. Like no horses, but it was hot as all get
yeah.
out.
It's so big, that place. It's huge.
So yeah, it is. And I was gonna ask you, so of all the places that you traveled, what was your favorite place and why was it your favorite place?
That's a good one. Um, I would say Dominican Republic and France was, and Nigeria. I forgot to add there as well. Yeah, those were my three favorites.
So Nigeria?
Yeah.
Oh my God. What was the flight like? Like how long of a flight was that?
Oh, that's like 8 hours if I'm correct. But sometimes you can do stopovers, like at Egypt or other or
I
Turkey.
think for yeah, I think for us it's like 20 something hours or something from the US.
Oh yeah, really.
Yeah,
I
it's a
think it
lot
depends
more.
what state, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and that too. Yeah, because even for me to fly to you, I think is a good bit, right? How long did it take you to
It's
fly to
eight.
Texas?
It will be 8 to 9 hours.
Oh, that's not super bad. I would definitely do a stopover. Yeah, I
Yeah.
wouldn't do the straight thing. No. Okay. And what was your least favorite place and why?
Hmm. That's a good one again. Least favorite.
I mean, you may not even have one. Did you go somewhere and you felt like this is not what I was expecting? This was no fun, and you were like ready to get back home.
Um, I'm only gonna say Nigeria only because when you go with family, you
Uh
can't do
huh.
your own thing, and
Hmm.
everyone kind of scares you like this will happen, and because it's more of a male area kind of thing, you know what I mean. So it's like, oh,
Got to be careful. Did your camera go out?
I think so.
Okay, well then let's go ahead and get to you then, Jay. Tell me a little bit about your travels. Where all have you traveled to?
Let's start. Let's start at the Caribbean. I've been to Barbados, Saint Lucia, of course, the ABC Islands. Those are Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. I invite all of you to visit Curacao. It's so
Wow.
nice. It's so cool.
And that's one of
And
your
then,
favorites.
of course, um, in Europe, well, I've been to Germany, Italy, Paris. Mhm. Yeah, Germany.
Okay.
Yeah,
Very
that
good.
a little bit. And of course, Dominican Republic.
Yes, yes, of course, of
Of
course.
course,
That's what brought us all together,
De-
right?
oh my
definitely.
gosh, how we met was so
Naturally.
funny.
Yeah.
We should say how
Okay.
we met.
Oh yeah, we definitely should get to that because that's a funny little story too. Well, yeah, we'll get to that. Um, as a matter of fact, after she's done with this, let's talk about that because I want to tell a funny little story about that. So, what is it? Okay, so Jay, as you were saying,
Yeah, and of course, America. I mean, Florida,
I didn't know you've been to
Florida.
Florida.
Oh
Yes,
wow,
only
Florida.
Florida.
I love Florida. It's very hot, but I love it because like it'll rain and then it'll stop, so it's like if rain comes, it doesn't ruin your whole swim day. You just have to chill for a little bit because like 3 hours later, the sun will be out for another 3 hours.
Mm.
Okay, didn't know that.
Yeah. Yep. All right. And so have you named all the places? Because I feel like you had a couple more that you needed to say.
I think I named them all.
Okay. So
Right.
of all of those places, what was your favorite and why?
My favorite, the Dominican Republic, definitely my favorite.
Mm.
Curacao is my favorite, of course, and you know why. And I did like Saint Lucia. Oh my God, it's so not rocky, mountainous. How do you
Yeah.
say that?
Mountainous. Yes.
Yeah,
Mountainous.
yeah.
It's so it was so nice. That's my top
I didn't
three.
even
I
know they
think.
had mountains there. Okay. So when you think about all the places that you've been to, and of all those places, what was the place that you went to that you were like, oh, this wasn't what I thought it was going to be? Didn't really have a good time there.
Paris,
Really?
overhyped. Let's say the Eiffel Tower is nice, and all the nice things are nice, but the
Hmm.
way the road to get to it, it's not nice. Like
Mm.
the subway station, it's crazy. It's infested with mouses and
Yeah.
what's the other name? Not a mouse, but
Rats.
rats. A
Mm.
rat
Oh
um
God.
ran over my feet. So and in the metro station,
Very fluffy. Yeah.
the chairs were so tiny, and this huge person, I mean an oversized person came and sat right next to me. I was like, sir, what are you trying to do?
Wow.
So yeah, uh, I'm sorry,
That
I didn't see the allure. I mean,
man, that is terrifying, man.
Yeah.
Yo, I would, I couldn't handle that with rats running across my feet. I
I
couldn't do
heard
it.
in the States they do. Like in New
So in
York, they
New
have a lot
York,
of rats.
yeah, man, I've heard that in New York, there's like freaking huge rats. Like they're like the size of like a small cat.
Wow.
right.
That's what I've
So
heard.
yeah. So I didn't like it. You, you know, when online on Instagram and stuff, and when you watch celebrities and people like, oh my God, it's Paris. Oh my God, and you're
Yeah.
like, it should be nice. It wasn't. I'm sorry, it wasn't.
Yeah, that's why it's always interesting to me to ask people their, least favorite or something that they hated, because I think that people would not be expecting that. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Hmm.
I think most people are like that. Like when you're talking about these rats in Paris, I've never heard that. I have never heard that. So I was not aware of that. But that's cool. That's cool to know
Now
that
you
there's.
know. Watch out.
Jay.
But I'm
Yes.
gonna tell you, what's funny about that, I did see a YouTube a while back where they were like threatening this guy. Real quick, shout outs to Key. Hi, baby girl. Shout outs to Angela, my cousin. Hi.
Hi,
Um,
Angela. Hi,
Hello.
Key.
Hi,
Shout
Key.
out to J Day, of course, for coming through.
Hi, Jay.
And then I don't know, my mijo is talking about Curacao. So I
Yeah,
guess
Jay, where is Carousel? Someone asked.
Curacao is, if you know Venezuela, it's like on the north side of
Mm.
Venezuela. And if you know Aruba, everybody knows Aruba, but they don't know Curacao. But we are the biggest Caribbean island from the ABC Islands. So yeah, that's how I could explain it.
wow. Well, I did not realize that you guys were that. So you're saying it's like that close to Venezuela, or it's like actually a part of
Wow.
Venezuela?
It's not a part of Venezuela, but we are really close to
Oh,
Wow.
Venezuela.
I see. I did not know that either.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
I didn't
Okay.
actually check them out.
Well, shout outs to all five who are watching today. I am so happy that we even have like one person here. That is great. Um, as I mentioned, this is my first live with the ladies. And so we are just really excited to talk about our experiences as it relates to the DR, our dating experiences, and like I said, our just life experiences that, kind of where we are and what we have going on right now. So thank you guys again for being here. It means a lot to me. And thank you for your comments. And make sure that you do like, comment, and subscribe. Continue to do that. Um, okay, so now for the next portion, let's talk about dating abroad, guys.
Ooh.
Yes. So let me ask, I like to do best and worst case, right? Those type of conversations because they're interesting, right? So what do you guys say has been the best experience that you've had, like dating someone from another country or like traveling to another country maybe and just maybe for vacation and maybe you met somebody or maybe even online. I don't know. Well, it's your life, it's your experience, so you guys can tell it better than me.
Okay, who's starting?
You want me to start?
Please do.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, you guys know I'm a Leo, so it's hard for me to not want to take all the attention all at all times, right? So I appreciate that. But yeah, I would say my worst experience was a while back when I went to the Dominican Republic. I was dating a guy and I think we dated for maybe 2 months. And after that second month, I was just kind of like, oh my God, he is a crazy person. Like there's really something wrong with him. Um, and then after I discovered that, I was like, hey, listen, it's not working out for me. You're too controlling and you're a little too aggressive when we're together, even in the way that you speak to me. And I've mentioned it to you several times. And I'm at a place in my life where when I feel disrespected in a relationship more than, 3 times, I'm out of there because I don't have to deal with that. So it felt really good for me to let him know, like, I'm out. Like, I don't have to deal with this, bro. So see ya. And this guy to me was a narcissist, so it was hard for him to take that. And he in fact refused to take it and said, well, I'm on my way to your house. We're gonna talk this out. And I said, no, no, don't worry about coming here to my house. I'm actually hanging out with the person that you hate that I hang out with, which at the time was my best friend Melvin. And I was like, we're on our way to a colmado to go dance. And that
I
just
know that's right.
Mm.
when I tell you, he was so angry, bro. Like, oh my God, it was so funny. And so naturally, we went to a Colorado that we knew that he wouldn't know about, right? So that was the worst of my dating abroad kind of a thing, right? And of course, the best, we all know that, was when I started dating the guy and then marrying the guy that the other guy hated.
Yay!
Oh, yep. That's a nice story.
That's so funny to me. So yeah, that's what happened there. So let me see. Let me read this comment real quick while you guys are thinking on that. J Day says my longest relationship in DR was 2 years. She was amazing until I found out she was living a double life. The story of my life. LOL. It happens all the time, man, in the Dominican Republic, all the time.
So sorry. It seems
Yeah.
like it's the way of life over there, isn't it?
You got to take your
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Gotta
Well, I
take it.
won't say they're not a monolith, so I guess it depends on the person and where you stay.
Yeah, I would say that too. I mean, here's the thing that I tell people this all the time, and I think even J Day and I have had this conversation briefly. I say anytime that you're wanting to take someone seriously that lives that far away from you, you're going to have to take some stints, some long stints to be with them, whether it be a month, maybe a month every 3 to 4 months, something like that, in order for you to see them day in and day out and kind of
Mm.
see their habits, good habits and bad habits, to kind of see what their family's like, see who their friends are. Because I've dated some guys, and after I met their friends, I was like, oh, it's a no for me. Like, you're hanging out with gangbangers and drug dealers? Oh,
Yeah,
it's a no
I
for
can
me.
see
For
what
sure.
parents mean when they say who you are with. Sometimes you can be influenced by them, and it's true.
Yeah, it can ruin things. Because for me, like I said, I was out of there. Like, oh, you're like that? Or they're like that? That means there's something about that that you like. And I don't like I don't ever like being in danger. Like, I don't like feeling unsafe. Mm-mm.
Well, it's true that they're not a monolith, but if we are generally speaking, if a local is with a gringo or a foreigner, most of the time they do have a Dominican boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. Because if you're not living there, you don't have boots on the ground, like people say.
Yeah,
So it's very easy for someone to tell you over the phone or over the text, I love you, I love you, I love you. Send Western Union money, and then they, they carry on having a whole other relationship. I mean, it's not that we say it. I mean, the truth speaks for itself.
absolutely. Absolutely. And I mean, I think it always goes back to common sense as well. You know, if you're leading with your common sense, there are certain things that would happen that clearly, if you're using common sense, you know, like, oh, that's not right.
Hmm.
There's something up with that. Like, I'm not gonna go for that. And it's always boundary setting, man. Like, if we set boundaries, it really does change your life for the better. And I know that for some people, most people, it's hard to set boundaries in the beginning because you're already so set in your habits and in your ways, and you feel like you're fighting against something when you try to create those boundaries. And of course, most of the time, the people that you need to set those boundaries with, they're going to go against it. They're going to be the ones that are saying, "Why are you doing it like that now?"
Of
And
course.
and there's your answer. You know, like, "Oh, yep, I got to get myself away from you." So
Ask
yeah.
J Day how did he find out?
Oh yeah, yeah,
That's
J-Lo.
Hmm.
interesting.
We need to know the
Maybe he
double
wants to
life part.
join later on to tell us the
Hmm.
story.
Oh yeah, here, let me drop the link for later. Jada, I'm gonna drop
Yeah.
the link for you. So later on you can hop in here, guys. That link is if you decide that you do want to hop in here when we're gonna open it up for whoever to join that would like to join. Okay, so I've said my worst and my best and worst. Who's up next?
Okay, let me go next. So it sounds funny now, but doesn't it didn't sounded funny when it was happening. So I met a guy in the DR when I was in the DR. Very nice guy, hardworking, respectful. He has the Latin. What's the name? How do you call it?
The Latin
Um,
lover
the
flow.
Latin lover. He cannot play me because I know all about that. But
Yeah.
that's not the story.
Hmm.
But anyways, nice guy. We went out to a colmado, was it? Yeah, a colmado, and he started ordering stuff. Two
Uh-huh.
pounds of chicharron with platanos with un presidente jumbo. I'm like, oh my god, what a gentleman! I'm getting treated. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
we ate, we drank, and we danced. We had a great time, guys. And
I
then
bet you did. You were all
and the
smile.
and the bill came, and he looked
Oh
at me
no, I
like,
know where this is going.
and I got the look like, you got it right, and I was like, this. Anyways, so I had to pay the bill. The first time in my life ever that I paid a bill. I mean, if he would have told me, like, I don't have any money, I don't mind paying. But don't get there, start ordering stuff
Yeah.
like you are big money.
That's
And then when
disrespectful.
time's to pay, you look at me like, uh, you got it right. So yeah, it was a
That
no
is
for me.
that is crazy. And the thing that one thing that I know about you, you are very much the classic lady where like you want your door open, you want the man to treat you as a queen that you are in these things. So I know that that had to for you to have been like, are you out of your mind, sir? Like, oh yeah, you
Definitely.
clearly don't know me.
Definitely. And everything was going so well, guys, until that. And I was like, "Oh, oh, that's the game that we're playing." Because if I wasn't there, or if I was the Dominican woman, he wouldn't dare do that. Right? He
Exactly.
would have paid. So I got there and you don't have any money? Why are you inviting me out? And why are
Mm.
you asking for 2 pounds of chicharron?
Yeah, yeah. Clearly, he wanted to take it home. Like,
Right.
yeah, he was
Yeah.
really trying to get up. I hope you took that chicharron home with you.
Uh, I did.
Oh,
Ah,
good.
yes,
Brilliant.
yes.
I did. And the next day, I made locrio de chicharron to eat
Mm.
because, you played in my face, right? And then,
Oh my
every.
God. I love it. What's up, Carl?
So yeah, that was the first and the last time. Will never happen again.
Oh my God. That is so funny. And I'm so
Yeah.
happy that you took that freaking chicharrón home. That
I
is
took
such
it
a
home.
that's the Niki
Yes.
move. I would have done that. Shout outs to Fleximundo. Shout outs to Carl. Thank you guys for stopping by. I really appreciate your support. Yo, I love see this is what I love, you guys. When people do the right thing. Oh, Jay, oh my God, Jay, that was such the right thing to do. I'm proud of you, girl. You're
Thank
winning.
you. Thank you.
Yes. That is a precedent that needs to be what's the word, shared with any woman who wants to date a Dominican man for the very first time. If she's never dated a Dominican, it's like we would need to give her the study guide, right?
Yes. And
Like
another thing, always remember, what were those people doing before you got there?
Yeah.
that's
They were
oh my God,
living,
Right.
they
that is
were hustling, they were doing whatever they were supposed to do to make it. So once you get there, you're not a captain save nobody.
oh, girl, you better say it again.
All
That's
right?
that's what I'm saying. I love that. And are you guys aware? Really quickly, I'm gonna let Carl know. Carl, today we're talking about our traveling experiences and our dating experiences abroad, somewhat of the Dominican Republic, as well as self discovery and self love. Um, but are you guys familiar with the Sankey Panky groups on Facebook?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, it was
So
Jay that told me about it.
yeah,
And you know what was very interesting on there? I was surprised how many European women were on there. I didn't actually see a black female on there with a story. I was like very shocked.
I've seen a lot of both. I've seen mostly half to me, I've seen 50% white, 50% black. No, not
Oh,
even
okay.
50% black. I would say
I didn't see a black female on that one we were on. I didn't see any.
I gotta
Maybe
find
they
out
were
which one you're
anonymous.
in because girl, in mine, I see a lot of black females in there. But again, I
Mm.
have seen more Caucasian women in them more so than
Yeah, a
anything.
lot of them were like Polish, Russian.
Oh, there's a lot of Canadians.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Canadians, yes.
Definitely.
They love some Canadians, let me tell you that. But what I love about these groups and guys, Jade, Carl, my buddy Flexi. I don't know if you guys are aware of these groups. I know most of the females in this chat are because it started with us, and I don't see any problem with exposing that these groups are there. I think it's a great thing. I think
Yeah.
it's very much a sound the alarm, because these guys are out here giving women diseases, giving them babies, taking their money. like it's disgusting and it's horrible. And I really feel the worst for young ladies that know nothing about a sanky panky or chapeador, because they don't even maybe know a lot of the language. So maybe they're communicating with these guys via translators and um, things like that. So I love it. I think the group needs to continue. People's lives get destroyed every day in
Yeah.
those groups, um, which is a good thing and a bad thing, because it's like
Mhm.
I would want to know, like, if you're telling the truth about this guy that I have put invested and lost all this money into, like, could y'all imagine? Y'all remember my story? No one is
Mhm.
Yeah.
no one is like has forgotten what happened to me and what I
Yeah.
allowed to continue to go on for longer than it should have, right? Accountability. Um,
Hmm.
but
But yeah, but let's be honest though. To me, people play themselves and then they go back home and they cry. Like, I'm sorry, but if you are a white, black, blue lady and you are 200 pounds and you are in the DR at your resort, and here comes this 25 six packy guy telling you all the sweet nonsense in the world that you're the most beautiful woman he's ever seen. Are you serious?
see, and
And
that's
telling you all these
stupid.
things, and then
I'm
you
glad you said it.
thinking, "Oh my God, he
That's
loves
me.
me." Come on, come on. You don't believe that in your own country with your own man, but
Exactly.
you got it.
Yeah.
You got to the DR, and then um, you forgot common sense. Come on.
Yep. Yep.
You know why? It's the attraction. And you know one thing what I do like that I'm gonna apply. A lot of them keep in shape, they dress well, smell good. So I'm thinking it's true, like beauty is a currency. So I'm even going, wow, if I could just make myself look on point and that can actually make people fall for me, I'll do it as well.
Right.
Absolutely. I mean, it is definitely a situation where these people are doing what's been taught to them to do.
Look your best.
And quickly, I do want to read a couple of these comments real quick. So J Day says a lot of those European women be going for swanky panky. Yeah, they do.
They do.
Then Carl says, ladies, guard yourselves, ladies. And then
Yeah.
Jade comes in with a great point. Let's be honest, a lot of these women be knowing what's going on. We have to take accountability at some point. Exactly.
100%.
And then it's it's like no, what does it say?
It's
It's
no
no
different.
different
Different
from
from us
us
dealing with
dealing
these.
with these
Okay, they put chappy
chappy
chat.
chappy, choppy choppy. Yeah, choppy choppy.
Okay.
Chapeadoras. Yes, yes. So the chapeadoras, yeah, it's the same thing. That's a female sanky panky. Yeah, But I love, one reason why before we even got on this call, we talked about Jay and
Mm.
her Rico style opinion, and we love that because she kept it real and kept it honest, and that is the truth. And we say it all the time. If you can only get a 5 in your country, why would you think that you could go and get a 10 for any other reason than your money? Like, stop playing yourself, bro. Like, even in my situation, I feel like my husband is just as attractive as I am
Yeah.
attractive. I don't think he looks better than me, and I don't think I look better than him. I think that we are
Yeah.
on equal playing level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even down
Find
to
someone in
Yes.
your league, basically. Yeah.
yeah, we're even the same skin complexion on top of that. You know what I mean? So it's like, but naturally, that doesn't mean anything.
Hmm.
You got a light skinned, handsome guy with a dark skinned, beautiful woman. Attractive is attractive, no matter the complexion.
Exactly.
So I wanted to make sure that I express that. Um, but this is why we have these groups, because there's people that don't know, but there's a lot of girls, a lot of women in that group. They know better and they
Yeah.
want to secure a man. I think a lot of them are hoping and praying, if I can just get over there and secure that man, then I'm going to be able to keep him
Change
and
him.
change him. Yeah,
I don't
maybe.
know why we think we can change someone.
Yeah. Why anyone thinks they can change anybody? Money is
Yeah.
not enough to change somebody, bro.
I'm
Because
guilty
you
of
got a
it.
hundred
Yeah.
thousand. guess what? Johnny has 200,000. Like that's not that's not going to keep them there with you. It's just not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. Okay.
There was something
So,
I didn't like about the group though. When
yeah.
a lot of females would go, "Can you guys message him on Instagram, or can you call him, or can someone
Oh,
speak Spanish?" and blah blah blah. I'm thinking, there's no point doing this if you're worried.
girl,
And it's
that
so
is.
random to get a WhatsApp message from the person.
But let's be clear. Sorry, guys, but most. No, let me not say most. Some guys are so stupid. A lot of them are, and they'll go for it. But here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
You bring up a good point, Faye. Because for me, I'm like, girl, if you got to go through all of that, just be done.
Yeah. It's
Because what you're gonna do? You're gonna sit here and waste five, I don't know, a month or two or three doing the drama thing. And really what you should be focusing on is your money, your
yeah.
life, your mental health, having
Exactly.
have kids, your kids. Why would you want to be focusing on arguing back and forth with some other lady, especially if it's his Dominican wife? She's already with the shits, bro. Like she's gonna keep him because he's bringing your money to her, and while he's
Yeah.
doing that, she's busy seeing her guys. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? She's busy seeing her Europeans and get money
Mhm.
from them and American guys. It. I don't know how they do it mentally. There's no way that I could do it. It's like
Yeah.
two people being pimped out and then coming home and then being together. It's
Mhm.
nasty and it is. I don't know how they do it. I couldn't
Wait,
do it.
what's the one that's called where the woman actually doesn't mind giving the guy the money? Because there are some women that do it like where they want that um you know.
I don't know. Is there a name for that,
I
Jay?
thought that was still a Sankey Panky. I'm
Yeah,
confused there.
that's a sugar mama.
Yeah, because there are some women that proudly want to take care of the person because they want that kind of love in exchange.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant the the Dominican woman who has
No, the
sex
other
and gets
way.
money and then takes it home to her Dominican husband.
No, the
You're
other way around.
okay. I
Like the
see what.
young guy. Yeah.
Okay. So J Day says, I just had one tell me she's sick. Can I send her money for medications? J
Oh
Day,
my
I don't know.
I
god.
would want
I don't
proof
know
with that
why they
one.
continue to use the same excuse. Like it is so played out at this point. Like, come on, bro.
Oh my god. It's so tired. The same
Yeah.
playbook. Can we change it up? Next
Right.
week she's going to kill one of her one of her family members. What the hell?
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's like you said, it's the sugar mamas that the ones that are just that low down on their self-esteem that they'll pay someone knowing that they're not, good to them.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to me. You're willing to give up your life savings just to have a body next to you that could care less about you.
I guess it's just a fantasy, right? It's like people paying for I don't know if you can say the word. You know when you go to
Strippers,
like those clubs.
like
Uh
strippers.
yeah, yeah. I guess that's the same thing.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. So Carl says it does not work that way. They will be who they are. Vet
Yeah.
them, even if it takes a few years, especially if you want to be committed to them for life. Don't get played and watch all the signs and take nothing for granted. So, Carl, for those of you that don't know that are new to my channel and new to um, well, new to my channel, I guess. Carl is married to a Dominican woman. I have met his wife and know his wife. She and I actually lived in the same apartment complex when I lived
Oh,
there
okay.
earlier this year. And one thing that I noticed when I was seeing them together, and even in me talking to her, she came off extremely genuine to me, and it felt like a real connection. And I'm not hitting on anybody or anything like that, but Carl is an attractive man and his wife is an attractive woman. When you see
Mhm.
them together, it makes sense visually. You
Mhm.
don't look at him and say, how did he get her?
Oh
No, it's
yeah.
oh, that makes sense. He's nice looking and so is she. So yeah, that makes sense. But also Carl vetted her, man. Carl had been with this woman for 5 years before they got married. If I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong, Carl, but I think they were together for 5 years before they got married. And then J Day said absolutely not. And I think he was talking about, I don't know what he was talking about. Maybe about like not giving somebody money when they don't deserve it, or being with somebody
Yeah.
just because they are, you know, um, you're lonely and they're fitting that
No.
space or whatever.
Honestly, if I'm giving out money like that, I'd rather give it towards your business.
But then at that point, wouldn't you want to say our business?
No, but let's say if they were like a barber or something, I could like recommend people to go to them or something. But I wouldn't just give them money like that.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
Yeah.
see, yep. You're ahead of the game, girl, and I love it. I One thing that we talk about when we have our one-on-one conversations behind the scenes is that you have been so smart to go out and get the information, right? You
Yeah.
have been really guarding your spirit, guarding your energy, same with Jay, and just doing what I wish that I would have done
Yeah.
at you guys' age. You know what I'm saying? I would be peaceful at this point. I'm not peaceful yet, but I am at least content. So that
Yeah.
is the start. Contentment is the start to becoming peaceful. And then, you know, days and more moments of happiness than the latter, right?
Mm. I think when I was there, I just made sure I did research of everything, like the men and the women. I wanted to listen to both sides because you can get played by females as
Absolutely.
well. I've heard females get played by just having female friends with the locals. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, really? Tell me about that.
I think one YouTuber called, gosh, I think I can't Violetta. I think a lot of them were going into the scam. Something like I think they were just kind of pretending to be her friend, but they would always like cause a lot of accidents, like maybe like a car accident, but then they would want loads of money out of it. They would kind of exaggerate how much money she had to pay for the car accidents and stuff. Or they'll say weird
Wow.
stories, yeah.
I've heard about that too. It's listen, they are getting so what is the word? Advanced with the scamming, man.
Yeah.
It People are desperate, and I blame social media.
Hmm.
Of course I blame
Yeah.
social media. Of course.
Yeah, because everyone is suddenly rich on Instagram, isn't it?
Yes, seemingly, but we have already seen, after a while they showed where people were like pretending to be on luxury jets. We got
Oh
to
yeah.
see that, like, that wasn't even a real jet. That was like a something that somebody built and let people come there to pay them to take pictures there so that they could put it on their social media. It's
The
like,
lens, the lens people will go to appear something they're not.
Yeah.
It's
and for
insane.
what?
Yeah.
For me, the only way that I can ever make it make sense in my mind is to pretend to have more money and more things in order to get more money and more things, right? So that part of it I do get. I don't respect it depending on the level of scam, right? Like if I want somebody to pay me for a course of some sort, and I want them to see that, look what I've been doing because of what I'm teaching you guys. Look what it's done for my life. That to
Right.
me mentally makes sense. But when you're not even an influencer and it's just you're just living a regular life and you're just wanting people to think these things about you, that is sick. That is really, really sad. Like I just want everyone to think that I'm rich just to
Mm.
for the fact of thinking that you're rich. Like, why do you care? Why do you care so much? Because I know I don't. I don't care.
Makes no
Mm.
sense.
It's ridiculous. I don't get it. Oh, my
Mr.
husband's
Garcia in the house.
Yeah, my husband's in the
Oh,
house.
okay.
Hola, mi
Oh, yeah.
amorcita.
Hola,
Beso, papi.
cuñado.
Hola.
Pero que da tu luz, papi. Oh
Oh
my
my god.
goodness. Yeah, he woke up late today, so here he is.
Look at you
But
smile.
who, me?
Yeah, you're lighting up.
I know it's a mess. It's a mess. I'm a mess. So Carl says, yes, all fake, or they renting things out, scamming every man and woman.
Yeah,
That's right. And look at my husband laughing in English.
yeah. Well, from the scamming, guys, from the scamming, what can we learn from it?
I think he's laughing in Dominican. Ha ha ha
Now
ha.
he's laughing in Dominican Spanish. Yes.
Ladies, from the scamming, what can we learn from it this time?
I like the question. Okay. So, which scamming are we talking about right now?
Um,
Because there's so many.
anything you relate to that you've been scammed from.
Well, one thing that I would mention right now is did you guys see the Jackson and the Derek Jackson thing?
Yes.
No.
So let me fill you in real quick. The Danae Jackson thing and her husband, well, her ex-husband at this point, I guess, they were sitting there and giving courses and selling their social media platform. Well, not selling it, but like, having people come in and give gifts or whatever. And their whole relationship was a facade because he was cheating on her. And you
Um,
might have seen the clip. Did you not see the clip where the girl had her little bonnet on, looking like a soldier, talking about she rebuked everybody in the name of Jesus and made their children be motherless and all this craziness?
Yes,
well,
yes.
I really haven't been checking on
She's
these
what you
people.
call a church
A,
fanatic,
yeah, a Bible, what do they call
a
them? Bible
Bible. Yes, but
just one, just oh, those are the types of Christians that make it hard for other Christians to want to even tell someone I'm a Christian, because it's
Yeah.
like, girl, you out here putting spells on people. I mean, that is really and truly what she was doing. She was putting
Yeah.
spells. When she said what she said about the what did she say, Jay? Do you remember?
yes, the thing of the children. May your wombs be cursed or some crazy stuff like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. And I mean basically just wishing death on all of them, on
Yep.
all the people who spoke negatively over their lives. And I'm like, baby girl, let me tell you something. All this warlock and witch stuff you're trying to do right now, that's not going to stop other people from hating on you guys and for wanting
Hmm.
bad for you. But mainly, most importantly, it's not going to stop you guys from breaking up. It's going to what it is. And they ended up breaking up because they had been having threesomes and like doing all this craziness. And then she started like watching the other women to see like their moves and stuff sexually and like looking at their bodies and like how they're doing their hair and their makeup. And when she did her interview about after they had broken up, she talked about all of this. She herself said, I wanted to become them. I thought if I could do that, I could keep him. And although I was sickened and disgusted by all of her behavior,
Mm.
the wellness advocate and the woman in me, I actually felt sorry for her. And I felt sad for her because I saw a woman who's in despair. Like she was so deep into despair that she wanted to do all of that to keep this man for what?
Yeah.
If he doesn't want you and it's not going the way it's supposed to, you've had all of your red flags. Get out of there. You guys have learned that from my story. Like when you have that many, and y'all know I use the analogy, red billboards, get the F out of there and know that it's okay to start over. So for me, when I had to leave my situation, I thought to myself, I don't know if I'm ever going to get married now. I don't know if I'm ever going to meet someone But what I do know is I'm not going to deal with this. And what I do know is I don't deserve to have to uh, think in my mind was he still dealing with that lady. And I'm gonna be nice today. If he's still
Right.
dealing with her, and I know and I feel it in my heart, why don't I think enough of myself to be done with this? Why don't I love me enough to
Yeah.
leave that? Why am I not like I did all of those questions? I asked myself all of those questions. And at that point, I did not have the right answer, right? I didn't have the not even right answer. I didn't have the answer that could justify me staying. So I was like, girl, you got to go because you look crazy. How are you a wellness advocate? How are you someone who is lifting up other
Yeah.
humans, men and women? But you're staying in this. You're being abused. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Cannot help somebody when you need help yourself. So help yourself now so that in the future you're able to continue to help yourself and help others more importantly. So that's what happened in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was broken, very, very low self-esteem. So
Yeah.
I hope she's
And
doing better now.
very male centered, which I notice a lot of people get stuck with, or even female centered. They're so fixated on that gender too much, where they forget who they are and they'll
Yes.
forget their boundaries.
Listen, this is a great segue to our next topic, which is how awesome it is to be single and self discovery.
Uh,
So, um, what do you guys think is what's the best thing about being single to you guys? Like when you think about being single, this thing or these three things or whatever make being single awesome and not
yeah.
dreaded, right? Because some people
Yeah.
dread it and it's like, but you don't have control over that. Why would you dread something that you can't control?
Yeah. I'll answer this one. I would say for me, just understanding who I am, and I want to make the best of my own meantime, because for some reason a lot of married people would always say to me, make the best of it now, enjoy yourself now. And I'm thinking, I wonder why they're saying this. I'm thinking, okay, let me take myself on the dates, let me buy myself the flowers. So at least if it doesn't happen, I've done it for myself and I feel good. And I guess another advantage is like I'm just carefree to go out when I want to go, like the holidays. Some people have to think about their families and stuff or the other person. I just think for myself, which is nice. And I get to do my hobbies and I can wear what I want to wear. My body shape can be whatever I want. You know what I mean? I don't have to be worried like, oh, does Tommy like my hair like this? Or, you know what I mean? I just feel
Yes,
I
yes.
can be me. And I think it helps me not to be too male focused as well, because I was glad one YouTuber spoke about like sometimes us females get too focused on men that we do everything for them. No, it's good to like do certain things, but not just for the guy. Do things for yourself too, and at least you can bring it into that person you've met. And it's just really down to if you both click. But there's nothing wrong with being single. I don't know why people make fun of us single, child free people, that something's wrong with us. You know what I mean? There's like billions of people out there we can meet, but you just have to find that right connection. I think me
Absolutely.
doing hobbies has distracted me from like thinking of others. I feel like
Hmm.
as long as I have an interaction with other people, then I'm
Yeah,
fine.
absolutely. I love that. Man, I love everything that you said because that's what happened to me. I started
Yeah.
like seeing that, oh my God, this is so much fun. Like I can wear what I want to wear and I can do what I want to do. And I don't have to, oh, is this okay? Or how do you feel about that? I can just god dang do it. And the beautiful thing about doing that is that when you do meet your person,
Mm-hmm.
they're already seeing you doing your thing how you like to do it. So more than
Yeah.
likely, they're comfortable with you dressing the way that you were dressed that day that you went out. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like let me cater to their thing and
Yeah.
try to um like you said just kind of lose myself in
Yeah,
what
that's
it
something
is.
I've definitely noticed. Like some people I know will gain so much weight after they've met the person or they stop dressing nice. And I keep
Yeah,
wondering, why does this happen?
absolutely. Hi, Cherry. Shout outs to you. Thank you for joining. Yes, I love that. And it took me, like I said, a long time to get there. And I love that you're getting it at an earlier time than I did. And I feel like that is what will attract your person. That right there, you being in your own energy, in your own space, and just being so comfortable with you and happy being you. I need to run to the kitchen really quickly, so I'm going to put my face on here, and then I want, would like for Jay, unless you're not finished, Jay. I mean, Faye.
Hey.
I would like for, God dang it, y'all's names are so similar, and I knew I was gonna do it. I knew I was gonna do it. I was like, at some point, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna call Jay Faye, and I'm gonna call Faye Jay or Jay
Yeah.
Faye, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I'm gonna call
But
you
I'm gonna
You
Nikki
hear
with
good,
you
two
you
guys.
good.
I'm
K's.
just gonna run to the.
Yeah, but to
Go ahead,
me,
Jay. Where are you with everything?
yeah, I think I'm happily single. I enjoy and love my own company. People annoy me sometimes, to be honest. So I really enjoy this phase of being selfishly alone and enjoying my personal growth that I'm going through. And I don't have to take care or think about anybody else but me.
Mm,
So I'm really enjoying that phase of being alone and enjoying it,
yeah.
definitely. Because I think the time will come when I'll have a partner again and things will change again. So I'm really enjoying this time. And yeah, I'm really enjoying this time.
Yeah. I get it.
So yeah.
Yeah. And I think also what's helped as well, I think if I stop watching too much romance or fantasy like Disney stuff, because I
Tell
think
me
with all
about
those
it.
made me feel like oh, I want it just like this romantic film, but I feel it's not always really like that. Maybe some
Oh,
bits, but not every
like
bit.
you're missing on
Yeah.
having a relationship.
Hmm.
Let me tell you what I love about what you guys are saying right now. Then also let me correct one thing. Where it says cherry, that's my best friend Shari. Hi, Shari body. Good to see you. Thank you for checking in with us. So I was telling my little sister a while back. I was like, this was maybe 4 years ago when I noticed just what you just now said. I had been watching all of these like reality TV shows about like falling in love and like all of this stuff. And this is where we talk about having the that comparison, right?
Hmm.
Like if we're not comparing ourselves to anything or anybody, we're not going to be miserable. But because of the fact that social media, like I always say,
Yeah.
if we're not using social media in a way to where we're our algorithm is showing um what it is that we're trying to do, right? We're trying to become self-loving, self-confident, or we're trying to remain that or do better, however you want to
Yeah.
word that, right? So that was one of the things that I had to stop doing because every time I would see that, it made me feel like I lacked something. And I'm like, this is so
Mm.
stupid. These are actors. This isn't even real. But even if it is real, that's their life. It's not mine.
Yeah.
So I can't connect my emotions with something that's outside of me. That is ridiculous. It's what do they call that? Oh my goodness. Um, Dissonance, cognitive dissonance.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, and I learned that word in therapy. I had never heard of it. I didn't know what it meant. So for those of you
I
who
learned it
don't
from a
know,
YouTuber.
yeah, man, cognitive dissonance. That is where you are living your life one way, but then seeing it another way and then getting it
Yeah.
kind of mixed up within yourself. But then you look up and you're like, that's not my reality. And then you just keep getting angry because it's not your reality. And it's like, it'll never be your reality because that's not your life. You have to live
Yeah.
your life. So it really resonated with what both of you guys said. Just having that time, being by yourself, enjoying the time with yourself, learning the things, your likes, your dislikes, and just accepting that I'm actually pretty awesome. Like,
Yeah.
I enjoy sitting around laughing at myself and having these little conversations.
Mm,
And I mean, I'll tell you guys, even with me being here and my husband being there, I'm enjoying my time to myself because I know that come December 27th, it's a wrap. I'm not going to have as much me time to
yeah.
myself. However, every bit of it that I have, I'm going to enjoy it. And I'm going to do the same things that I do now, you know?
Yeah. I was actually going to ask you, how do you center yourself while being married?
That's a good question.
Let's just
Um,
say you live
a lot of
together.
time,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, I see. So, okay. Well,
Yeah.
this is one thing that I can tell you. He's a truck driver now. He just started that job about 3 weeks ago, something like that.
Hmm.
And I was really excited because I was like, oh my God, that means I can be at home all day by myself working. I'm with me.
Mm.
And then I know that come 5 o'clock, I'm going to cook, dinner, and then maybe even breakfast so that he'll just have to warm it up in the morning before he goes, whatever. But I was so happy knowing that he's going to be gone for most of the day.
Hmm.
And I love that because I have time to miss him. I have time to get excited to see him, like, oh, hey, I haven't seen you. Good to see you, buddy. You know,
Yeah.
instead of we're constantly under. I cannot ever in my life at this age do the we're up under each other thing. I've done that before.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because it's like, why will we ever feel like we needed to do this? Clearly we have issues with loving ourselves. You don't love you and I don't love me. If we
Yeah.
feel that we have to constantly be together and we can't have
Hmm.
friends, we can't visit with friends, you don't have any friends, I don't have any friends, we're the
Yeah.
only other friend, like that's crazy. I would never want that. That's miserable. Who am I gonna complain to about you and the stupid like things that you do? I mean, I can't do it with you. I mean, I'm gonna ask you not to do it, but I can't complain about it and like kiki.
Mm. Actually, speaking on that, Nikki, do you feel like a lot of couples should still go therapy together, even if their relationship is healthy?
Love the question. I
Mm.
absolutely think so. Real quick, Carl writes in and says, nothing wrong with that, young ladies. Take your time. The right one will come in God's timing. And that
Amen.
is that is so true. Because
Mm.
y'all already know I was leaving the country and then bam, I'm like, what the heck? But anyway, I think that absolutely that you should. And the reason why is because it if you have a car, I love analogies, which is why I wrote my book. If you have a car and you don't take your car to get looked at for like 3 years, when you take that car to get looked at, they're like, you need new tires, you need a new this is broken, that is wrong. Why would you wait? You know, when you have a car that you love and you care about, that you know that it's going to be, I got to sneeze. I
Bless you.
hope I'm done. Think I'm done. Okay, very good. Thank you. Why would you wait? You want to take care of your relationship the same way that you take care of your body, your teeth, your car. You don't wait till your teeth are falling out to say, "Hey, dentist, can you help me with this?" Help you with
Hmm.
what? The teeth are already fall. You don't have any more teeth. So it is smart and wise to keep up that upkeep. You know,
Yeah.
you don't want to
Instead
go
of always just
repairing.
going to family and
What's that?
sometimes your friends, because sometimes we could be biased as friends or family members. You know what I mean? Or we're just saying our opinion. You know what I mean? It's better to go to someone that has that psychology thinking.
Absolutely, because
Yeah.
first of all, a lot of times people ask people for advice who are not qualified to give it.
Yeah.
So let's be very clear about something. I do not ask my friends who have never been in a successful relationship. I don't ask them how to have one. I don't ask my broke friends how to become successful or rich. You
Yeah.
understand? Who I do ask are buddies of mine who are already
Exactly.
millionaires. How did you
Hmm.
do it? Right? I'm not asking people that are not qualified. And that is no disrespect because
No,
at the
no,
end of
no, I
the
get it.
day, what I can ask to these people is, what should I not do?
Yeah.
Yeah, they can tell me what not to do because clearly whatever they're doing is not working. So, oh, cool, got it, noted. That's what I don't do in order to keep my relationship or in order to get whatever it is that I want to get. Do the opposite. Prime example. If I'm looking at a broke person, I'm seeing, oh, you're buying Jordans all the time. You have a
Hmm.
very nice car. You go to the strip club and you're broke. Got it. Those are the things I'm not going to do
Yeah.
because I want to become more successful, you know,
Yeah.
financially.
That's a good one.
So so yeah, I mean, like I said, as you know, um I like to give analogies. So, because they just, analogies are great. So
Hmm.
now let's talk about your journey. You know, like where do you feel like you are right now? What are the things that you're doing to make you feel that every day you're getting closer and closer to becoming the person that you want to be? Like, what are those things that you're doing? I know some of the things that you're doing, but of
Yeah.
course, tell everybody else.
Okay. Who's starting?
I'll start.
Okay.
Um, so I'm in therapy. I think therapy is very, very important. We all should be in therapy because we all
Amen.
are carrying
Hmm.
traumas with us.
Yep, yep.
So I'm in therapy. Therapy is helping. And every time that I go to therapy, I leave with new learnings, and I'm very grateful for that. Um, and the fact that I can apply that to my day to day living. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Personal growth, personal leveling up emotionally. So that's very important.
I love that. And the
Hmm.
other day you were telling us that you had like an epiphany in your session, and it was a great reminder for me to like, oh
Right,
yeah,
right. To switch the negativity, because sometimes we can become so negative.
Yeah.
and it's so easy to do it too, and
Right.
Yeah.
especially when you're starting out, recognizing that this is not okay. You know, this is me abusing myself. Once you
Hmm.
learn that, now you're picking it up every time it happens and you recognize it and you're like, oh, wait a minute, that's not even a fact. It's not a fact that everything's not going to work out. That's not a fact.
Yeah.
It's a possibility, but it's not a fact. So I think when we start to recognize what's fact and what's not, that opens up all the possibilities of like how awesome it could end up being, right? We all know there's been times where we thought, man, I'm probably gonna go there and nobody's gonna like me, nobody's gonna talk to me. They're probably gonna think I'm weird and stuff. Like
Yeah.
I'm different than everybody else. And then you leave
Right.
the party and it's like you're the queen of the party. Everyone's like, yo, did you hear about? She's so dope. Like, yo, come again. And you're like, oh my God, it went great. I've literally had that happen to in my life,
Yeah.
and it's just a testament to, is it fact or not? You know?
Right. And also learning to accept compliments and learning to accept when people see things in you that you don't see in yourself. When all you can mention are, let's say, negative things, and someone says, Okay, but I see five positive things in you that you don't even see in yourself. That's so mind blowing, and you're like, oh my god, yes, I didn't even see that. Thank you very much. Hey,
Absolutely.
thanks to
Yeah.
therapy. I love therapy.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh man, great point.
Definitely, definitely.
What were you gonna say, Jay? Faye?
Um, I would say with mine, there's several stuff. I would say be my own beauty standard instead of like trying to beat others and realizing like you know how in like the 2000s all the females had different look and we all found them beautiful. I realized there's no hierarchy beauty. We all have our own unique look. So I don't know where we've all got this race is better than this or this color's better than this. I don't know. I know obviously it started from the males, like, you know, but like I just feel like we need to go back to like being our own and attaining our own and not looking like others. And I think another one, overcoming jealousy. Like I can name one. Like I was always jealous of like rich people. I've always wanted to experience. So I said, okay. I wrote down why I'm jealous and then I went, okay, let me work towards it. Go to those spaces where people are, learn from them, you know, connect. And I think like when I started doing, I went, oh, you know,
That's where the
just
disconnect is, right?
yeah, I just feel like, oh, they're not as bad as I thought because people would always say rich people are this and that, but they're not really. They're just, you know, they're just kind of keep to themselves
Right,
kind of
because
thing.
they're trying to protect
Yeah.
their wealth. You know, they've worked some of them very hard to get that, others it was given to. Either way, it doesn't make a
Yeah.
difference. It's none of our business, right? How they
Mm-hmm.
got their money. You know, we talked about that too. We talk about um there's a lot of times we become miserable or sad or upset or emotional over something that's it was never even our business. You know what I mean? It's like
Mm-hmm.
that's not even my business. Um, but I think that that is so awesome that you wrote it down because that
Yeah.
set your intention. You know, when we write things down, we're setting that intention. We're connecting with the universe. We're letting God know, or
Mm.
whatever anybody believes in. We're letting the source know um, our intention, and we're um putting that energy out there in order for it to start and to make it happen. So,
Yeah.
um,
Is there one more I can say?
please do.
This one's a big one for me, and I'm hopefully this change. I think the black community. I just feel like I get really sad when we say stuff like our skin color's this the problem, or you know, like how we just dislike each other. I'm just thinking, where did this all start from? I'm even trying to dig, like, even just going on holiday, people are scared to travel because of their color. But I don't know, when I was a kid, I didn't see my color as a barrier or a handicap. Do you know what I mean? I just
Well,
feel like maybe we need to go therapy and work on ourselves and stop putting online our insecurities because when you do that, it's going to make others feel like, I'm glad I'm not them. I'm glad I'm not going through that. You know what I mean?
yes. Oh my God. So, did you guys see the movie about brown skin girls? I think it was it Chris Rock that did that movie? No, he did the one about the hair, natural
Oh, I know
hair.
the hair one. Yeah.
Yeah, there was another one though about like dark brown skin girls. It was
Yes.
I literally just got chills thinking about it because it resonated with me. I am a black woman from the South. And unfortunately, I have been one that um, experienced all of that growing up. And it was so cool to meet Jay and tell me like, what? That's so weird. Like, people like that's a thing. And it made me feel that much more beautiful, you know, when she said that because I was like, oh my God. Right? Yeah, it's a thing, but it was a thing. I mean, for me growing up, my mom is lighter skin. You know, she's a bit lighter than me. And growing up, when I would go out and play with kids, Most of the kids I grew up with, they were white. So when their parents would pick them up, they weren't a different color when they got picked up. Me, on the other hand, I would get very dark going out in the sun. And I got a horrible complex about that because my mom would say, Lord have mercy. I mean, so you just stayed out in the sun all day. I mean, you could not have sat under the shade for a little while. Like you have gotten black as night. My God.
Oh
And
no.
oh, absolutely.
So
Yes. Yes, yes. And I'm looking at her because, she's more like a yellow complexion. So now I'm looking at I'm creating this complex, looking at her like, dang, I wish I were her color now, so I wouldn't have to get yelled at or have to
that
get judged.
explains. I'm starting to think all this trauma is from their parents,
Oh, you
but
better
they
believe
take it out on the opposite gender. That
I
makes sense now.
Yeah, you better believe it. There's so many, and even with some Dominicans, when I'm in DR, I'll hear them say like, "Get in the house. You about to get too dark now. Come on, let's get in the house." And I'm like, "Oh my God!" So for me, with my stepdaughters, one of them, what I love about her is she gets my complexion. Like when we go out and are out in the sun too long, we both get about the same complexion. And I love it because now I'll be that person that says to her, "You're so beautiful," like
Yeah,
regardless of whatever. Because I know I feel beautiful. You see this queen, like, I
yeah,
come up with la negra con tumbao. And la negra con tumbao means like that black woman that's like killing it,
that,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. How would you describe that, Jay? You've been speaking Spanish your whole life, so la negra con tumbao, how would you explain that in English, in your opinion?
Um, la negra tiene tumbao. It's like, yeah, the it black girl. She has the sauce. She's the ish. She's the
Yeah,
you know.
It's like you
foxy
it's like an
woman.
embodiment. Like when I walk, and this started happening in my late 20s, early 30s. And I oddly enough, I took the walk. I can't even hold you. I took the walk from a trans Dominican. Well, I wouldn't call. I don't think he calls himself her, but he's gay and he has long hair, and he just has this walk. And so I would go to the club, and of course I would always be tipsy, and I would see the walk, and I was like, "Oh, I want to walk like that." So one day I started walking like that, and it was so funny because I ended up seeing him years later, and I was like, I stole your walk, girl. And he was like, "Ooh, and you did, yes, la negra con tumbao." And I was like,
Oh,
"Yes." And so from there, I, even sober, I have that walk about me, and people tell me all the
Yeah,
time, like, "Girl, you command the room. Like when you walk in, you're like, I'm here. I have arrived. Your head is up. You look, you know what I'm saying? You're not, your head is not down. You're looking people in the eyes. You keep
yeah.
eye contact. You have confidence in yourself." And it,
That's one thing. Yeah. We need to, even if we're faking it, we need to do it because we've shown too much insecurity, like way too much. Even when I joined TikTok, I saw too much. I didn't like it.
mm, tell me a little bit about that. What did you see that you didn't
Like,
like?
for example, stuff like no one wants to date me because of my color, or like my my hair, just stuff like that. And I'm thinking,
What?
yeah, just stuff
I
like
didn't even
that.
know that these videos existed until we're
And I
talking
just
about this
joined the
right
app.
now.
Yeah, I just joined TikTok. I was like,
Oh my
no, I don't
God.
think I want to be on this.
What
Mm.
frustrates me is the fact that this was in your algorithm, and it's like, why?
I didn't even search
Like
for it.
that you like did TikTok just look on there and they're like, "Oh, she's a brown skinned girl. Let's give her
Yeah,
this because that's what we think she wants." Like
yeah,
that is sick, right?
yeah. And Nikki, what makes it more sad? Even if I comment on these channels or these people like saying how to overcome it, a lot of them will just tell me like, stop humbling us, stop gaslighting us, get out of our spaces. And I'm like, but I'm trying to tell you the solutions, what I've done to overcome it. But I know you can't
That's
fix everyone. Like we said, we can't change people, but I just want to still change that. I really want to, but I don't
What
know.
I want you to know, and I'm going to tell you this, is that I love that you are seeing yourself in other young women and
Yeah,
that you're wanting to be a helping hand and lend a hand to a stranger because you're like, that's my sister girl, right? Like we
yeah,
share something that we were born with, right? I love that you're
yeah,
doing that. And I think it's important for you to remember that even if you just reach one person, even if just one person, and they don't even, maybe you may not ever even know it, right? Maybe
yeah,
there's four girls out there that saw your comment, that got your energy from whatever, and then they start to change how they feel about themselves and look at themselves. That's most important. So just know that we're out here blessing people's lives and not even knowing what's
exactly.
happening. And I actually have a story about that that I'll maybe talk about at another time
Hmm.
about praying for someone who doesn't even know I'm praying for them and things like that. And then I ended
Yeah.
up meeting the person. It's crazy in a good way. But yeah, we can bring that up at another time.
Hmm. I will say if you can't afford a therapy, do self therapy and just write down maybe your triggers and then right next to it the solution.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
What? Oh, wait, one second. I just realized that I missed some of these comments, and I'm so
Oh,
happy that people are chiming in. And then we're gonna come back to you guys' comments too. Carl says, "We are beautiful people, the original.
yeah,
Let no one take that from you. Be proud of the color the Most High has given us. The
yeah.
chocolate." Go
There's
ahead.
just nothing wrong with our color. I don't
No,
think that exists.
no, that's crazy to think that there is. Like, how
What?
can anyone think that their being is wrong? That is it doesn't make logical sense. Carl says,
Yeah. You've seen all the Sudanese women. A lot of them are doing well in the modeling industry, and they're much
"Girl,
darker than us.
yes."
So what I think those people are saying are just insecure.
I completely agree with you.
A lot of the Sudanese women realize, oh, our phenotype is doing well. Let's all try and get in modeling. And I'm seeing different women from there.
Absolutely. Carl says, if people only knew the power that melanin you
Yeah.
have,
I
that
believe people are jealous
that's
as
everyone's
well.
envies. Yeah,
Yeah.
especially when we become successful and especially when
Yeah.
people are giving attention to it. It's like, how they getting that attention when they're that dark? And it's like, what? That's
Yeah.
weird.
Be careful of that as well. Other races can be jealous, but some of us don't believe it. They do.
Uh, exactly.
Yeah.
Angela says colorism is historical and dates back hundreds of years. That's my cousin. Yes,
Uh,
Angela, absolutely. We've had this conversation. And oddly enough, my cousin, who I just read's comment, has the most beautiful, even chocolate skin tone, just absolutely gorgeous. Um, but what I wanted to say as it relates to what we're just talking about is I think I think it's like so hard sometimes for people to it's like they project their stuff onto you. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like they're unhappy and it's like how dare you be the
Yeah.
underdog and you're happy with you when with what you see in the mirror? How
Yeah.
dare you?
They want you to be insecure with them, and it's so backwards of us. I don't know why we do it.
I completely agree.
Instead, we should be going, okay, let's stop complaining. What are we doing wrong? There's a lot of things we need
Exactly.
to work on.
Exactly. Well, I think we had one last topic that we wanted to talk about, and we can hit that, and then we can go ahead and end the live because we've been on now
Okay.
for let's see, we started at 1:15, a bit over an hour, like maybe
Okay.
20 minutes over an hour.
Did anyone want to join though,
What's
or
up?
not really? Okay.
Oh, right. Yes, yes. Thank you for bringing that up. Does anyone want to hop in the chat with us? I mean, not the chat, but the video with us. Um, Let me bring it up here. I'm gonna put the link, you guys, in the chat. Um, oh, Angela, you're so welcome. Why don't you hop in the chat, girl? Hop in this conversation because you have a lot of wisdom, a lot, a lot, a lot. Um, Carl says they used to call me Spook, and I was looked down upon when I was young. Never be ashamed of your color
Yeah.
and beauty, young lady. Stand proud. The colonizers made us look upon ourselves, never look down upon ourselves, never
And
again.
Nikki, you notice the people that started the colorism were, you know, the men, but you know, it was also, you know, men.
It wasn't us. We didn't do it.
No, as in white men. They started this whole colorism. So
Ab- Absolutely.
it's
Yeah.
just mad. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Right.
can't
It
believe
didn't
we
even come
believed
from us.
them. We
That
listened
is
to
the
them. Yeah.
craziest part about it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. All right. So, let me see here. I think someone's gonna hop in here in just a second.
Okay.
Hold on, guys.
I would like to say I'm sorry to hear all of those things, and I'm happy that I've never felt like that. Thank God.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's
So yeah.
that's the thing I wanted to definitely get your viewpoint on this because of the fact that it was so different for you. And I was like, dang, I wish that I could have grown up like that. Uh-oh.
Oh, I think she's gone.
Dang it. Okay. Let me see. Let me check the chat real
Okay.
quick.
It might be a phone call because when someone calls, it does that.
Ah, okay, okay. Gotcha. Let me know if you see her. Are you able to see in the back?
I can only see myself for now.
Okay, I gotta learn how to add you.
Yeah.
Um, okay, guys, if we don't have anyone that wants to join the chat, like I said, I added the link, and I can let you in if you decide that you want. Oh, somebody's coming in. It might be Faye again. Oh, there she is. I mean, Jay. God dang it, you guys. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I knew I was gonna do that.
Oh, guys, I'm so sorry.
It's all good.
I clicked on the wrong button.
Oh, are you on your phone doing it?
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh,
But
I've done that several
I'm
times.
sorry. You were telling something so important, and it just went bloop. Sorry.
You are so silly. It's all good.
My goodness. Yeah, but you were saying?
No, oh, I forgot I was saying yes. I was just saying like when we first kind of like started talking about this conversation, behind the scenes, I was so
Mhm.
happy to hear that that was not your experience because I had not
Mm,
met many brown people, and I do say brown because we're not like the color of actual black, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Say that that was not their experience because I feel like that kind of changes your mindset. Like it's a different mindset when you're looking at things in general
Well, to
in life.
me, my experience was the other way around because my
Mm,
mother is very dark skinned. And I
Wow.
always find her so beautiful. And as a kid growing up, I'm more brown skinned. So people would say things like, is she adopted? Or she doesn't look like you guys. Because that's true. I don't look like the rest of them because they're more darker and I'm more
Hmm.
lighter. So I remember growing up, I always wanted to be dark skinned. I wanted to have my mother's nose and my mother's eyes because I wanted to look like her.
Yep. Yep.
So to
Yep.
me, I've never felt like, the colored thing. I'm like, ain't nobody in this world. Ain't no
yeah.
white woman. Ain't nobody can tell me about myself because my family has always told us, you are enough. You're beautiful. That's it. So I don't care about what people say, man.
Yeah.
I think that I feel like as time goes on, all of this stuff is just gonna die out completely because my
Mm,
God, everybody is mixing and matching right now.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like the racism is gonna die out because we're gonna look up one day and it's just gonna be so everything's gonna be. I feel like people are gonna be so racially ambiguous in the future
Yeah.
that
It's gonna
like
be like DR basically.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like you're definitely still gonna have white people. You're gonna have people that look, like a black person, and in the middle of that, you're gonna have all
Black,
these
white.
other different complexions and stuff. Yeah, people that
Mm.
are like a buddy of mine that I work with over at the barbershop. He's dark skinned. He's like, I'm trying to think of somebody that we know, like to give the complexion, like very, very dark. And he has like bone straight hair. It's like if you think about how like an Asian person's hair is, it looks like it
Oh,
like
like
if you saw
Lloyd.
him from the back. I'm sorry?
Like Lloyd, was it the singer?
No,
Oh,
no, no, no.
yes, like a Guyanese, an Indian
Yeah, yeah,
looking,
like the Trini,
very dark
Yes,
skin
Trini
with straight
guys.
hair.
Yeah, yes, right. And so here
Yeah.
in the South, you don't hardly ever see that. So when people see him, they're looking at him like, how does he have that hair on his head? That's crazy. And
They
yesterday,
told him, "What are you?"
yeah, it's always that. So yesterday we had two customers there, and I think they were either Honduran or Puerto Rican. I can't remember what they said. But either way, he made the joke and said, "Yeah, me and Nikki, we're Haitian. You see how dark we are." And I was like, "Here we go.
Here we
Here
go
we
again with the fuckery.
Yeah, man." And I was like, I mean, I laughed about it because, he's darker than me and he knows he's darker than me. Like he literally put his arm up to me and was like, "Oh, I'm darker than you." And I'm
Ugh,
like,
it's the
"There's
paper
like,
bag test all over again. Yeah.
yeah, it's like, yes." And I'm like,
We're still
"Oh,
creating that bag because this whole light skin, I want to know what color is it?
it's
Because people,
crazy."
I feel sorry for light skinned people on that. People just put them in and out when they feel like it.
Yes, yes. And then
Yeah.
it got to the conversation about like hair textures and this and that. And that's when he was
Ugh,
like, "Now I'm just playing. You see what hair I have. You see what hair she has. We Dominican." And I'm like, "I'm not Dominican either. Like, stop.
yeah,
Like, stop being ridiculous right now." And I feel like for him, I know that he felt that it was a joke,
yeah,
but
but it's not real. Yeah,
like you're furthering the ignorance when you're
yeah,
doing things like this. And I always tell people it doesn't matter to me when they get to talking stupid. I'm like, first of all, I have done my DNA, so I already know what all I am mixed with.
yeah,
We don't even have to have these conversations, like just cut it out.
yeah.
Key says my biracial daughter is the same way. She always wanted to look like me. Yes,
Oh,
yes.
cool.
And let me tell you something. Key, she's a brown skinned woman, and her daughter is much lighter. She's mixed. Dad's white and mommy's black. And her daughter says to this day, like, "I'm black." She doesn't even say I'm biracial. So yeah, oh
I
yeah,
don't
she's
mind
like,
either
"I'm
way.
black, period."
Yeah,
All right. But when you see her, we know, okay, she's definitely mixed. She's
yeah,
racially ambiguous, right? But again, like you said, that's a testament to what you were saying, Jay, that a lot of
Right.
times, young girls, they want to look like their mom, regardless if she's light or
yeah,
dark or white.
Definitely.
Yeah. And then Carl says, right on, Nikki, black is not our color. We are different shades of brown skin, some light and some dark. Anything black is looked down upon by the oppressor.
yeah.
That's
But
correct.
sometimes ourself as well.
Exactly. And that's what really we need to change because if
Yeah,
you think about it, if we're good with us, why are we even having the conversation? But
yeah,
that's the mentality that's so messed up. Like, guys, I can't even tell you. When I was a kid, I had a white boyfriend and I thought to myself, I can't wait to have his mixed kid because I don't want my kid to ever have to hear me like call them dark and black in the, in the summertime and all this
Mm.
stuff. Can you
Mm.
imagine? That was
Yeah.
19-year-old Nikki. Me now, I want a healthy child. I want to be able to produce a baby, right? That's my hope. That's my only hope. Produce a healthy child with their skin,
Exactly.
their eyes. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Yeah.
I don't
Nikki,
care about any
believe
of
it
the
or
other
not,
silly mess.
Nikki, believe it or not, actually, I've actually met black people that have made fun of their mixed kids. They'll say, "Oh, they're so pale," or "Oh, I just wish they could get darker." And I'm thinking, why did you have the kid with this person in the first place if you're upset that they're light? I'm like, you could have just went with someone your own shade. You're making fun of your child. You're embarrassing yourself, saying, "Oh, they don't like this type of food." You know what I mean? So I've seen that happen too. People
I
bullied their mixed kid. It's so embarrassing.
I've seen that as well. And
Yeah.
I've seen too where like what was her name? Queen Naija.
Ah,
She had the nerve to talk about her baby having some dark ears and that her baby was not gonna be, light skinned or whatever. And I'm
yeah,
like, ma'am, you had your child with a whole chocolate man, ma'am. So you got to know that you ran the gamble of the baby being light or dark. Like
yeah,
it's just so ignorant. I don't get it.
yeah. I think this pedestalizing whiteness needs to stop.
Well, I think that these types of conversations will,
Yeah,
hopefully help hopefully one person.
yeah,
And then maybe that person will help other people. And then it'll
yeah.
just go on and on and on and on and on.
I
Right?
know.
Yeah.
Let's
Well,
hope. Let's hope.
we're gonna hope. So we didn't get to where we would like to be in 2 to 7 years.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
guys want to have that discussion real quick or are you guys done for today?
We can. I can say, yeah,
Okay. Wonderful. And I, like I said, I told you guys 2 to 7 because maybe you don't want to go that far into the future
yeah.
because of anxiety, understandably so. But yeah, so tell me yours. And I mean, I'll go as well. I'll go.
Yeah. Who started?
I'm starting.
Okay.
I'm starting
Yay!
so then I can go to get some rest.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's say in 5 years. Um, I would love to be fitter, right? Um, um, you guys know the backstory. I don't need to tell it. So I would like to be fitter, and I would like to. In 5 years, I hope to move permanently abroad in the warm weather in a tropic island because that's a plan. So pray for me.
Yeah, it will happen.
Sorry, there's a gnat in here, you guys.
Kill it.
I'm trying. Jesus
So yeah,
Christ.
that's yeah. In 5 years, I hope to
Have residency or
have
like living
yeah
in the, okay.
residency, living abroad. I'll have a partner for sure. Kids, I don't know, but yeah, those are the two things that I can foresee in the future.
Do you want to have kids? Or is it kind of just like if I do, great. If I don't, I'm okay with that too.
Yep. Well, the way the world is looking, I'm not really motivated to bring a child into this hell, to be honest. So if
Oh,
it happens, okay, but I'm not dreaming with bringing kids into this world.
understandably so.
Yep. So
Dang.
those are my dreams for 5 years.
Okay,
Mm.
very good. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Go ahead, Faye Faye.
Uh,
Favor.
Maybe I'll say 5 to 6 years. As much as it sounds delusional, I'd love to retire early. And I would love to like live in a hot tropical country, like a mixed country, kind of like either South Africa or somewhere in the Caribbean. You
You
know what I
moving with
mean?
me?
Yeah. Uh, I would love to invest in something for once, and I hope I have knowledge by then to do that. And I would say if someone comes along, that's fine. I'll say family, not yet. If I'm financially good, then yeah, a family. But I would love to have more me time and then me time with that person. And then family way, 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 way towards the end. I really want to be stable. Yeah.
Wow. I love what both of you guys said, and I could foresee that for both of you guys. When we revisit the conversation, Lord willing, 5 years from
Mm-hmm.
now, you know, mo- you guys might both be having little babies on your hip at that time, which would be so funny and so cute and awesome.
Can you
Uh,
imagine? Oh my God.
That'd be
I
funny.
can imagine. I can.
With a
Yeah.
Okay.
slim stomach.
Yep, I can imagine that. I think you guys are well on your way to do what it is that you both want to do, and for sure, I'm gonna support you both mentally and at some point even financially together to do some things. We've had that conversation, um, but
Amen.
yeah,
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 receive it.
receive that.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think all those things are doable, and I love the way that you guys worded it too. Um, and I'll go ahead and say mine. I'll go with 3 years from now. I hope that in 3 years from now, I have at least 3 or 4 Airbnb properties that are doing well. I
Amen.
would like,
Yeah.
yep, I would like to have a little baby.
Oh,
Um,
Okay.
yeah, I'm hoping that in 3 years, that little baby will be a year at that time or a year and a half or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and also, I'll be very worried about the state of the world, bringing a baby into this crazy crap, man.
Yeah.
I feel like me wanting to have a baby is a bit selfish because of that. And at the same time, I know that the wisdom and the love and compassion and all the things that I know how to be a great mom. I've been a great mom to a child before that was not my child that I raised for 5 years. Um, and I saw the transformation that that child made because I was raising him. Um, and I'm like, man, I just can't wait to have my own. And, nobody can take that from me. And he was only
beautiful.
taken because of the fact that the
Mm.
mom, you know, the government got involved and she was like, I want to sign my baby over to her. And they were like, no, you got to sign your baby over to your family. So it wasn't any of my doing as to why I couldn't continue to take care of my godson. Another
Right.
story for another day, right? But bottom line is, I want the opportunity to raise my own child because I feel like I've been a dope mom before, and I'm even more dope now that I have more wisdom. Yeah. Oh, okay. So also, I want to have investments that are successful.
Mm.
Um, I want my books to sell successfully.
Oh yeah, I need
Amen.
to include that. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to have a conversation offline too about that because I've got an idea that I think me and you both will be able to sell our books
Mm-hmm.
faster and get more growth
Mm.
organically, actually. So we'll
Yeah.
talk. Um, yeah, I shoot, man, I just want to be super content. Like I
Yeah.
want to wake up every day and look around and say, I really did it. I really created the life
Yeah.
that I always wanted for me. I get to wake up every day and stretch my arms out and say, wow, God, thank you for this. It
Yeah.
happened for me. You see, that's that's what I want. And I also want to be a positive light and love and just good for people, man. Like I want to be that person that's like, man, Nikki really showed me something that changed my life and made my life better. Like I appreciate her for that.
Beautiful.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. Definitely what you want, just work towards it.
Oh, Key said she's ready for to see Nikki's baby because she said, um,
Thank you.
we always talk about how me and Melvin's baby will look, and we're
So
just
cute. So cute.
Yeah.
a little chocolate baby. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I love it. Thank you for that. Carl says, I wish you young ladies the best in your future.
Thank you.
Thank
You
you,
too.
Carl. And we are wishing the same for you. And, I'll be seeing you soon.
Oh yes, your
Uh,
wellness.
yeah. And that, right. How can I forget that? Don't forget your wellness advocacy business. Thank you, Kiki. Yes. Yes. I wish also that will have, in 3 years, yes, that it will be on a much bigger scale to where I didn't
Hmm.
even have associates, partners, coming in and partnering with me. I would love that. All right, guys.
Mm.
Well, this we have come to our end.
Wow.
I think we gave a lot of great information today. I think our
Yeah.
stories were pretty cool, and we'll be doing it again, and we'll let you guys know when we're going to do it again.
Hmm.
Do you guys have anything that you would like to say? And I'll, after you say what you have to say, I'm going to take you down, and then I'll
Hmm.
take myself down last.
I'll say to anyone, if you really want something, just work towards it. And I'll just say, whatever channels you're watching, just make sure it's the life you want to live. Just stay away from anyone that's
Ooh,
trauma
that's so
dumping.
good.
Yeah, don't watch trauma dumping channels. Watch channels you're like, I want to live this life. That's good. Yeah.
That's my girl. Oh my God. I needed that actually because
Yeah.
I needed that. We'll talk. Needed that.
Hmm.
Thank you. Anything else, baby?
Oh, anything else? I'll just say don't just stay away from too much drama. Focus on the things you actually want. It's good to watch entertainment, but be careful with some, because some things you watch, you can start to have their mannerisms a bit and stuff.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming
Yeah.
today. And
Thanks
we
for having me.
will. You're welcome. It was all my pleasure, and I'm so glad that we did this. And the conversation went um, as good as I thought that it would go because I know you guys, and yeah, thank you so much. I'm gonna go ahead and take you down.
Okay.
You'll stay in the back, and we can chat in just a second
Okay.
in the back. But I'm gonna take you down. Go ahead, JJ.
Yes, darling. Um, thank you for this conversation. I had a great time. I would like to say, surround yourself with people that give you energy. Surround yourself with positive people. And I'm very blessed and grateful for you guys, for you and for Faye, for the friendship that we have. And yeah, thank you for this conversation. And we'll see you next time.
Yes, thank you for the conversation. I'm grateful to have you here in my life and on the live. So I'm gonna take you down, and I'll see you guys in the back in like 30 seconds.
All right, darling. Bye.
Bye. All right. So Charles Carl says, "Great live, Nikki. Thank you for sharing, Carl. You're so welcome." Carl, cousin Angela, Key, who else is still in here? I'm not sure. I don't know exactly who else, but there's like three other people. Thank all of you guys for being here today. As you know, it was my first time going live, so I didn't know what to expect, but I honestly thought we were going to be in here alone at some point, but we weren't. So thank you guys for that. And I want to try to continue to bring you guys informative information and anything that I feel like is going to be helpful and positive. So I love you all. And I'll see you on the next one, which will probably be in 2 weeks. Besos. Bye.